Hello YouTube, LJ Draco here. Yes, I'm wearing the same jumper I wore in the video I uploaded yesterday. That's just because it's really cold. I was going to put a different jumper on. I mean, obviously I was wearing my pajamas this morning, but I thought I'd put this on for the video because it's very cold. And even though the windows are closed, this room is absolutely freezing. As you know, in London, it's fucking like snow winter out there. So icy, so cold, and it's just coming through the house anyway. But yeah, basically this is this I should have waited. I was under the impression that my new movies weren't going to top until mid-January, February, but they actually turned up early this morning. So I'm quite glad about that. Yeah, so I'm just going to show you. I know I already told you which ones they are, but I'm going to show you that they turned up anyway. So I'll start off with the two recommendations that I was recommended. Just before I actually show you these ones anyway, I'm going to explain something. I remember once that I put a comment saying that I didn't like the 3D of Star Trek Beyond, but I also said that I hadn't watched the full movie. That is correct. What I do is I do this thing, every time I buy a 3D movie, I have to do this thing, which is what I call a demo sitting, which is where I watch 5 to 10 minutes of the beginning of the movie, and then what I'll do is I'll look through the scene selections to find the scenes that I've seen in trailers or that I've seen through other people's reviews that would look good in 3D, and then I test them out to see if they look good. If I don't notice it's the 3D in the first 10 minutes, or at least throughout some parts of the movie, I won't watch it, because if it's already letting you down there. That's how I found out about the credits. As someone said, oh, the end credits is really good, but the rest of the movie... I watched half an hour of Star Trek Beyond, and there was no 3D until I skipped to the actual credits, and then... Well, I said, there was only one 3D scene for me, and that was when Scotty was on the edge of the cliff. The rest of the movie didn't look noticeable in 3D at all. But I always do this demo sitting where I'll just sit there and I'll test the movie to see if it has good 3D, whether or not it's worth watching or not. So that's how you know when I unbox movies. That's what I first do, and then before I actually review them, I actually watch the whole movie throughout, so I can give the proper review that I would like to give. Let's just get into these. First off, it's a very Harold and Kumar 3D Christmas. I done a preview setting, and I got kind of annoyed. I'll explain a bit. This was recommended by Omar Little. He said has great 3D, and then Greg Breeden said the same thing. Very good pop-out 3D. I watched about 20 minutes, and I couldn't really see anything at first. But what I've realised is they've done something that's quite similar to what some 3D movies do. And I'll give you a good example. It's the same as Tron Legacy. Scenes that don't need to be in 3D, they kind of make a tiny bit in depth. But the scenes that are supposed to have really good 3D, they do make really well done. So I have to admit, even though the whole movie isn't 3D, I kind of appreciate the fact that the bits that you actually expect to see in 3D are really good. So I think I'm definitely gonna keep this. I mean, I only paid £4 for it, so it was definitely worth it. I've never seen a Harold and Kumar movie. I put them off for a very long time. But from what I saw of this, I like it. So I think I'm going to keep this. I'm not going to get rid of this one. This one actually seems like it could be watched. And then the second one was also by Omar Little, and that is The Life of Pi. And I was a bit... I don't know, I felt a bit weird about watching this one when it first came out, due to... I got told it was really bad. Like, the movie itself was terrible. But from what I saw of the trailer, it looked really visually stunning. The story looked interesting. It looks like a different version of Forrest Gump. Like a different tale, but it's set out in the same way. But I done my demo sitting. I sat down, watched the first 10 to 15 minutes. And I was like, okay, it's full screen, which where Harold and Kumar's Christmas is widescreen. It's full screen. I was like, okay. Had a little bit of in depth at first when it's talking about the journey. I was like, okay, the in depth's alright. And then when he hits the ocean bit, which I skipped forward, I skipped to where the tiger is on the boat. Wow. Wow. 3D is very noticeable, nice in-depth and pop out. It looks like the guy is sitting on the edge of the TV, which is good. That's definitely a thing that I look for. Because like I said, I like this thing where I like feeling like I'm actually there watching the movie be made. I want to feel like the guy's in the room with me, but yet there is a tiger halfway across the room. I want to feel what he went through. So I don't look out for just pop-out moments. I look for the experience of feeling like I was there when they filmed it. And the other three are ones that I previously owned, but I'm definitely glad to have back. And that is Turtle's Tale, Sammy's Adventure, or Adventures. Great cast and just a great movie. I accidentally ended up watching about half an hour of this morning when it turned up. I was only meant to just retest it to make sure it still had the great 3D I remembered, and it definitely does. But because I was enjoying watching it again, I ran past it and I was like, oh crap, I've got the other ones to test. Definitely glad I got that back there. Now, for films that have great 3D that I've got, I'm no longer selling movies, and I've said this before, but I know I am no longer selling movies that are good. I'm only going to write down ones that are bad that I buy in the future. So when a 3D Blu-ray comes out and I say it's bad, it's going to go. I'm just going to get the standard one. But these ones that I've got now are all for definite are staying on the shelf, no matter whatever happens. Next one is AntMan. I'm glad to have this again. It's the third time having it. And yet again, the 3D is just as good as I remembered. So I'm glad to definitely have that one back. And finally, the fifth 3D Blu-ray that turned up that I'm so glad that I definitely have back, as I wasn't supposed to sell this, and that is the Beauty and the Beast 3D. My favouriteest Disney 3D movie to exist. Just out of all the 3D Disney movies that have come out, this by far just happens to be the best actual 3D. I like Tangled, and I like G-Force, and I like the Alice Through the Looking Glasses, and the Wonderland one. But this it has that special feel to it that none of the other Disneys have. And if they could make every single Disney like Beauty and the Beast, it'd be the best 3D company. It's already one of the best kids companies. DreamWorks, I think, is second. But, you know, I reckon... if Disney could do all their 3D releases exactly the same as Beauty and the Beast, they'd be one of the top best-selling 3Ds movies to come out. Also, on a little side note at the end of this video, I just wanted to end it on... I know I said in my video yesterday that I only buy movies that I feel like are worth watching on Blu-ray. Now, that is true. It doesn't mean that older movies, like more exciting movies... I want to get Blade Runner on Blu-ray. I want to see that movie, and I've only seen the movie once in my life. My door just opened. But I'd like to see that movie again. But I'd like to see it on a Blu-ray transfer. There's a lot of older movies that I would love to see that I know have transfers. I mainly go for the ones that to me just they've. Classic movies are movies that you have to sit down, watch, and what's the word? Like reminisce in how beautiful they were at their time and how they've still managed to last to this day, and how like rememberable they are. You know what I mean? Like with Guyver. I mean, Guyver is 1991. Okay, that's not as old as people think it is. But 1991, it's grainy. It's great. I mean. Back to the Future and RoboCop. I've got all of those, and they all have that really old, gritty effect, but they look a bit more modern. And I enjoy watching all of those on Blu-ray. I find it really exciting to watch them all. So I don't just dismiss them. It's not like I'm never going to buy classical Blu-rays of old movies and stuff like that, like the original Ben-Hur or Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. There's still quite a lot of really old great films that I would like to purchase at some point on Blu-ray. I mean, I've got Wizard of Oz. That's one of the oldest movies. And I told you the other day that I bought Creature, well, ages ago, I had bought Creature from the Black Lagoon on 3D. And I'd watched the standard Blu-ray of it, which the transfer looked amazing. And the 3D was even better. So I do watch old movies, and I do buy older movies. It's just finding that time to sit down and watch an older movie and enjoy how classic it is. Whereas with me for Blu-rays, I look for the main thing, which most collectors do these days, which is just with something like HD and something with good clear transfers, you want to see clear-cut CGI animation, Disney or Pixar movies or DreamWorks movies. You want to see something that has that clear-cut image that makes you feel like you've spent the right amount of money on your setup. That's all I'm saying. So for me, I just go for those because they're there. But any movie that's cheap at a point in time, I mean, like I'm planning to get the Arrow Media Fright Night that comes out. I think it's either January or February. The Arrow Video Media Fright Night comes out. I think that's meant to be like the director's cut as well. It's the same thing as The Guyver. And I love the original Fright Night, and I can't watch horrors anymore, but I'm still going to get it because I'm going to try. I'm going to try and watch horror. I'm going to try and watch the Fright Night because I love that movie. The original Fright Night was a classic. So don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I don't mean like I'm never going to watch the old classic movies on Blu-ray. It just means that I go for the more visually stunning things at the moment because I want to feel like I'm using my TV for a purpose, you know? But like I said, I've enjoyed Guyver, I've enjoyed the RoboCop trilogy, I've enjoyed Back to My Future. Yet again, I'm freaking subliminal. I'm advertising my videos. I've been doing so long now. Back to the Future trilogy. All look good on Blu-ray, and I'm glad that I own them all. But yeah, so these were the 5 movies that I ordered. I ordered these yesterday. And they turned up this morning, and I wouldn't mind, but I've ordered them from a place that doesn't have courier shipping. So for these to all 5 turn up today was unbelievable. But I'm definitely keeping all of these. Life of Pi and the Very Harold and Kumar Christmas. They do definitely look and seem good, so I'm going to give them both a really decent watch. And then I don't know if I'll do reviews for them, but I know that I'll probably talk about like a mini bit about them. I'm just glad to have Ant-Man and Beauty and the Beast back the most, really. I didn't even tell you prices of these so that you know if you live in the UK you can order these yourself. Beauty and the Beast was currently £7 pre-owned, which is good. Ant-Man was currently £8. Turtles, Tales, Sammy's Adventures, the Blu-ray, 3D, Blu-ray and DVD. Well, the Blu-ray and the Blu-ray 3D is on the same disc, I think. I'm pretty sure it is. And the DVD, but that's £2.50. Life of Pi was £5 and this was £4. So in total I spent well, and including £2.50 shipping from the website, this cost me £29. It's a lot of money, but for 5 reasonably incredible 3D movies, I can't complain. Because for Beauty and the Beast, Ant-Man and Zootropolis brand new, it would have cost 30 quid. Which I didn't mind. But then when I realised that I already bought Zootropolis separate anyway, when I realised that I get these 3 with these 2 for £1 less, I thought, why not? Get them. So yeah, that's just an add-on. I'm going to put in the video, it's additional 3D Blu-ray collection update. Yep. So don't forget, guys, today is Friday. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve. I'm going to be doing my Back to My Future episode 16 2008. Tomorrow. I'm also doing that top 10. It was meant to be done last night, but There's so much I've got to do, guys. I've got to finish our wardrobe out. I've got to finish everything else. You guys still haven't seen my desk. I probably ain't going to see that for a while yet. I still got to get lighting, a monitor, everything else. But once it's all 100% set up, you will see it. There's an anticipation going on. But I'm glad. Also, I'm considering buying a camera. And it's upsetting because you can't actually use a microphone for it. There's no microphone attachment. It only has a micro USB slot. But from what I've seen online is they have got a micro USB microphone jack that can use USB support to connect a microphone to it. But it's actually a very good professional camera. It's an older model, but it still does 1080p full HD videos. It's also like 18 megapixel photography recording. It's also got a extending lens. It also even has frames and stuff on it. It's a Samsung camera, so considering I've got two Samsung phones, this speaks a lot to my heart. Yeah, so I'm quite looking forward to someone selling it really reasonably cheap just because it had a tiny bit of cosmetic damage and the person hasn't used it since it came out a couple of years back. But no, and it's a nice camera, and it looks really good. But what it means is I can start doing travel trips and stuff, like when I go to pick up movies. As you guys know, I'm no longer pre-ordering movies online. I'm just going to go and pick them up from the store on the day of release because pre-ordering doesn't work out for me anymore. I mean, yeah. I mean, just some random bit of banter at the end of this video. Oh, pardon me, I'm not feeling too good today. That's why I'm under my blanket. But yeah, that's all I can say about this video. I just wanted to show you that the 5 movies turned up now. It sucks that I didn't do the whole collection video together with them, but you know, that video is already an hour-ass long. I don't want to, yeah, that would have been longer. Considering this video has already been like 17 minutes. Yeah. Anyway, YouTube, that is the end of this video. I hope you do look forward to seeing the future videos I am making. There will be future collections and unboxings and stuff, but I don't know what's coming out. I know Mrs. Peregrine's School's coming out soon. I know that Doctor Strange has a release date for March. And let me know that if I do end up buying Fright Night, would you like to see an unboxing of that? Because if you would, I'd be glad to do the unboxing of it for you. Also, I really want to do another Q&A video at some point, but it's just getting people to ask the questions. The last time I done a Q&A, I got questions off 2 people. It was my friend Arthur, who, you know, does my Back to My Future intro art, the artwork for it, and he also does the end of channel artwork, plus my actual channel art that I use. He asked me some really interesting questions. And then Amy McLean, who is a film vlogger and author, she asked me a couple of questions as well. So I would like to do more Q&As, but it's just getting people to ask a few questions, because I want to make it interesting. I want to get the videos, but I don't know whether I will or not. I probably will just leave it at that one, because it wasn't as successful as I thought it'd be. I thought I'd get a couple more questions. But I was still glad I answered the few that I was asked. They were really nice questions to be asked. Anyway, I'm dragging on the video and I'm sorry. I've got others to record. I will end this video here. If you enjoy this video, please show your support by clicking that subscribe button down below. And don't forget to strike the like for future videos. And I will see you next time.